Good evening, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful night or day depending on where you live at. And tonight we're gonna do some research on monster kills and where should they be on the tier list ranking. From the best waifu available to the worst poop in existence, we are gonna be through about 200 monster kills and we'll be finding which ones are the very best, better than the rest. And with that out of the way, hey Tora, welcome to the stream! And those who are lurking behind the scenes, welcome as well. So I have my tier list, and before moving on, wait, my chat window is I'm looking at my gigantic kettle. Move myself a little bit out of the way. There you go. Nice glasses, thank you. I'm glad you like them. This is to prove myself that I can be smart in regards of at least the monster kill subject. And yeah, so the ranking will go as it is on screen. How do I do this so I can block the chat? Let's make the chat just a little bit smaller and move them to the left a little bit. There you go. And then I can move myself over here so I don't block the actual chart. Whew! Yeah, it's gonna be a very steamy stream, by the way. So, yeah, the rankings is as follows. S will be unprotected hand holding, the lewdest of acts, the most sinful thing in existence since the beginning of mankind. Then the A tier is gonna be mating press. As you know, those are the most effective ways of breeding, by pressing and mating. The third tier is hot steamy embrace, where you would not wanna go away for a while. Ranking C is I know I shouldn't, however, it is when you know what you're doing might be kinda dangerous, but still. In this case, your horny wins over. Not and go is just as intended, maybe one time and then leave. Sometimes as soon as possible. And the last tier is nope.avi. For those that are way too risky or that I'm not interested in. Those are the rankings, and before I begin, these are my opinions. Your opinions may be different from mine, and that's absolutely okay. I'm biased towards certain traits and whatnot, so expect a lot of BS in certain aspects, especially when it comes to monster characteristics. I'm very biased about those. Hello, nice glasses, thank you. They show that I'm not that dumb. Oh, it's a nice change of pace. It will be very interesting and fun. And also, since most of these monsters do not show much about themselves, I have my wiki open in another window just so I can grab it and read some bits and other things about the monster that we're gonna be looking at. It's a big page, but I'm just gonna be taking a little bit of info so you guys can know about these monster girls. This will be fun, thanks, I hope it will be fun. Okay, we have a lot of monster girls to catalog, so let's begin. And the first one that we have here is called Akaname. What is an Akaname? As you can see on the screen, it's a monster that has a long skinny tongue that inhabits Zipango region. This is a special region in the Monster Guild Encyclopedia world. Kinda imagine Japan, another world. As the name suggests, Akaname means field licker. They mainly feed on the field of human men. They make their flexible tongue crawl all over a man's body, licking up every bit of field. They tend to prefer unhygienic, mentally or physical fatigued men. So, as Smash Melee players, they have a slippery personality that is difficult to access. And men who become their husband and get licked all over like crazy on a daily basis will always maintain a fresh supply of essence. which is their vital energy, and harmful waste will be continually sprayed outside the body. So yeah, this is basically a waifu that will clean your body with her tongue, and you don't need to bathe after that. I mean, not my thing. She's kinda cute, which I would consider maybe a not and go. Maybe nice for a once in a while time, but not really to stick around. Okay, who's next? Let me see if my hotkeys work here. Did it change? It did change, nice. Next one is Alice. And what is an Alice? It's a succubus that has the form of a very young girl. Guided by the instinct of the succubus, they appear and seek out men. They act sweet just like children as they just want to play together, but their bodies emit a subtle charm magic. Their bodies are always in a virginal state, so that's very special. What else do we have here? My cat did something. Whoa! What happened? I think they got scared and pushed a box. What else do we have here? For some reason they like rabbits. When they spot a were-rabbit busily hopping around, they'll chase after her. So this is a pretty cute and sweet succubus that will play with you in many different ways. In this case, I would say I know I shouldn't. However, it is one step above the Yakaname, in my opinion. Alright, next one is the elf. About the elf, it looks like a pretty cute succubus. They were originally incubi, who suddenly transformed into monsters. Normally a human man can never become a monster. At present there are no males among monsters at all, except the elf would be the first one apparently. They strongly desire to become a woman or be with a man and use the demonic energy taken in upon becoming an incubus. Alright, we have our assigned trap of the night. And gotta say, they look pretty cute. They were friends with other men before becoming an elf, even after having sex over and over and completely falling in love with their human male partner. Normally they'll still treat him as a male friend, so yeah, they're not only your partner but also your bro. You can play video games and whatnot with them. I know I shouldn't, however, seems fitting here. Because they are demon, they're cute, but I consider them being more my bro and having them around as that. Maybe once in a while could be okay. That's just me. Next one, Araune. Some info, there are plant girls of course, the most popular type I guess. They don't move around very much, they're always releasing sweet fragrances that attract human men and they wait for their prey. When a male human prey approaches, they use their vines to bind them and drag him inside their flower. They're gonna make him drink plenty of nectar and savor the man's substances. As for their nectar, besides forcing the men they're captured to drink it, it's also treasured by other monsters. So not only they will be releasing that for their partner, but also they will attract other monsters with it. In this regard, I think I would put it in a hot steamy embrace. I don't want to remain sticky with honey and whatnot, but it should be a nice experience overall. So Araune on B tier, still no S and no A. I'm gonna try to keep the S tier limited to maybe up to 5. The very best of the best, better than the rest. But yeah, our own is a solid B, I think. And besides, I also would like to be slightly free and not really trapped inside a flower. What about you guys? Anyway, who's next? The Amazoness. What about the Amazoness? Oh, I didn't show the... I guess it doesn't show the around. I said fuck it to that S rank rule when making a Gardevoir OC tier list. Unfortunately there won't be any Pokemon here, but yeah, Gardevoir will be very top if that were the case. I guess it's because of the format of the image. Let me see if I can fix it. Yeah, it's in a weird format that shouldn't be here. Well, let me change that. Yeah. Now, let's see. It is not showing up. Anyway, I guess we'll move on. Unless I do this. Yes, change the extension. And nope, our own is dead. I'm sure there won't. That's fair. Okay, Amazon, where was I again? Occupied and live sleeps in the forest and established peculiar villages. There are always to be warriors from childhood, yeah? That seems fitting and consistent with the rest of the lore. They periodically perform manhunts where they attack human settlements and capture men who strike them fancy. They prefer to have sex in front of other people, and especially in the cowgirl position where the woman is on top. So yeah, basically it's Nuznu, as expected from them. And also a little bit voyeurism going on. I mean, Unga Bunga as Nuznu seems... Well, it is a pretty solid mating press, even if it's not oneself pressing them, you're being mating pressed. Solid A, I think. Next up is Angel. Is it showing up? Yeah, it's a cute one. Let's see. Class Angel. Servants of God with beautiful white wings, revered by the order of the Chief God. They were not original monsters, but those who have been having sex by the succubus energy and have started to seek human men are treated as monsters. So yeah, they're basically corrupted, and now they're monster angels and not just pure angels. They have resistance to demonic energy and they don't completely change into a succubus. However, they're still horny. They have a duty to make people happy, and when they first realized that they could use their own body to make men happy, they experienced a shock of joy. So they are helping humans by having sex with them. Hey, I'm out with the boys right now. Wish I could stay for this banger stream. That's fine, Danny. Have fun with your friends. And thanks for coming by. Okay, with that in mind, I'm gonna say the Angel, by their good nature and helpful behavior, I'm gonna say that's a B. Not going Unga Bunga on the Angel, but they're pretty solid. Can't go wrong with an Angel. Anyway, who's next? That would be the Arachnid. Member of the bug family. Okay, let's see. As for food, they eat what the ants gather, and they hardly ever leave the nest. They obtain a man as a reproductive pattern in much the same way. When the young ants bring a man back to their nest, they'll seize the man and carry him back to their own bed. Being exposed to the giant ant pheromones that pervade the nest makes them highly aroused and extremely lustful. And they enjoy pleasure milking human by having sex again and again. After capturing a man, they have a lazy lifestyle, having sex with a man in their bed all day and night. Ooh. So if you wanna have an arachnid with you, you gotta have ungodly stamina. S tier for one of my compadres. He loves bug girls. I love them too. Bug girls are amazing, but this one, it may be a little bit dangerous if they capture you and you can't get out of there. Still maybe worthy if you're being treated nice, so it's a no, I shouldn't, however. Because the thing is, you are not sure if you're gonna get out of there. You'll be treated nice, but being just forbidding all the time, I don't know. It all depends on what weighing the benefits against the disadvantages, but it is better than just not go, I think. Next up is the Anubis. A type of werewolf that inhabits the desert region. They are monsters with an intellectual and sincere disposition, which is rare among the wolf family. They also rule over mummies and they watch over the inside of the ruins, and they spot an intruder, they attack and attempt to capture them using their cruise power. They're gonna curse someone's body and inflict the mummy status on them, which causes them to be ultra sensitive to pleasure. They're seemingly vulnerable and get easily confused when something unexpected happens and things don't go as planned. So if you play a 4D chess move on them, they're gonna lose it and their head becomes filled with only sex thoughts. So yeah, if you're smarter than them, you are gonna be able to get them to bed. So yeah, if you want a really solid mummy with some hints of weakness in them, that's Anubis. I like them enough to give them a B, I think. Next up is the Apophis, and we're going to big booba territory now. Apophis, let's see. First of all, snake tatas are great. I love odd skin girls, so that's also a point in favor. And let's begin. Dark coral serpents are said to carry the power of the nether around within themselves. The desert is dotted with masterless abandoned ruins as a reminder of this. However, that an ancient tale suppressing the Apophis' nature has been changed due to the influence of the new demon lord. They no longer kill pharaohs, although they still oppose them. So between pharaohs and Apophis, there's a little bit of conflict there. They want to rule, but they don't want pharaohs around. They have a neurotoxin within their body. They inject it into the body of the prey. If the prey is a woman, the poison eats away their entire body. Ooh, scary. With extreme heat and pleasure. So yeah, he has a pretty aphrodisiac poison. Let's see. They are greedy for love and pleasure in the same way as those corrupt by their venom. If they like a man, they pour plenty of venom into him and have sex with them, making the prisoners in body and mind. So yeah, you got your mommy dumb snake girl here, which will also be your queen forever. In this regard, I think the poison is more of the aphrodisiac sense. Yeah, it's something that will wanna make you woohoo real hard and corrupt and melt your thoughts, making you basically a slave to the Apophis. Looks aside, it would be an S tier, but the drawbacks are kinda scary. Still, maybe if you're treated well by them, because if you are gonna be without enough puffies, it's because they like you, so it would be a solid A, I think. Even if you are being basically a slave of them, you're gonna be treated really nice. And you can't say no to a snake mom dummy, I think. Okay, next up, it is the Apsara. Okay, let me get some info on them. It is an aquatic spirit. They are water elementals whose body are clad in liquid that is like sweet milk. Big milkies. They'll polish up their dance of love in order to shower themselves in a man's love and desire. Those who behold it have their hearts stolen. So yeah, you get danced and you get charmed by them. Those who have sex with them even once witness them at the most beautiful. Also, you get corrupted by their milk. At the weddings of the followers of the goddess of love, an event is held where they surround the bride and groom and reveal their dancing. While dancing, you're there. Yeah, she looks pretty cute. Two will only have eyes for each other, and their hearts will be overflowing with love and lust for their beloved partner. So yeah, this is just a girl that won't let you down. They will prioritize love, so that's important, I guess. And you get free milkies. Alright, I'm gonna say the design doesn't absolutely make it for me, but it is better than many others, so I'm gonna give it a solid B. By the way, let me check. Oh, my cats are fine. Alright. Yeah, everything's fine. So, who's next? Is it the Arachnid? It is the Arachnid. I mean, biased here because I love spiders, so this made rank quite high. Yeah, it is a spider that makes tricky threads inside their body and use it to make a net-like web, just like your household spider. In the case that the prey's capture is a human man, they'll attempt a sexual assault for the purpose of procreation. Okay, no, nothing more than just proliferating their species, and no, because of recreation. It is said that these monsters obtain unbearable pleasure and happiness from one-sidedly dominating men. If a man strikes them fast, they'll continue to keep him bound by their web. It's all in vain once a man uniquely accepts it, because the sex with her will just keep growing infinitely wilder in pursuit of even greater pleasure. So yeah, you're gonna just be on her web, being milked out of your precious white substance. I like spiders, but being dominated like that is not a good ending. So maybe this one will be a solid C. It is risky, and it is better than just not and go, I think. They will not take my mayo. You can't tell them that, they're gonna take it anyway. And your entire stock. Anyway, next up is the Arc Imp. These are in alphabetical order, by the way, if you haven't noticed, but I thought you did. We're gonna have a lot of subspecies coming in before anything else. Alright, Arc Imp. It's a variant of the imp that possesses vast amounts of the magic energy within their tiny body. Some imps will mutate into an arc imp if they store up a lot of demonic energy due to frequent sex. But there are some who are born as arc imps due to having powerful sorcerers or heroes as fathers. So it also depends on the parents' magic. I mean level. Well, also magic. Men afflicted with an arc imp charm spells will start to find them unbearable cute, so cute that they want to spoil them. So these are the Mesugaki of the imp family. That's interesting. Hey Oni, welcome to the stream. Imps are often used as familiars for sorcerers, but when a sorcerer summons an imp, there is a rare chance for an arc imp appearing. And if that happens, there's a risk that the sorcerer will become the familiar instead, so that's something dangerous going on. You're dealing with dynamite here. But she's cute, so that's fine. You know what you gotta do with Mesugakis? You gotta correct them, and there's only one way to correct them. Alright, who's next? Is the Arachnids. Did I say it right? I guess I did. It is a big spider. Ooh. Let's see, they do not stray outside their own territory and are focused entirely on continuously building a spider web ad infinitum. The venom that flows inside their body affects their own spirit even, making them depressed. Oh. Guess there is no way to stop the presses on that one, LOL. No, until they get corrected. Well, the spider lady is very disturbing. It is very disturbing, but she's just a monster on the outside. In the inside, she seems to be very misunderstood and sad. When a man with a peculiar mentality is sexually aroused by their appearance, as if to vent their irritation, they react in a manner unbecoming of a monster and cruel, abusive language at him, such as lowest scum will attempt to bite and inject him with venom. Oh, never mind, they get aggressive. They are depressed, but they're also aggressive. Ooh. The venom will make a man's spirit depressed. And they wanna shut them up by using their pingas on their mouth. That's a very specific way to do so. Abusive voice will fall silent and instead she will keep uttering sweet words and apologies for her insults. So you're correcting her too, and she's gonna be apologizing and being regretful. That's one way to deal with it, I guess. So you can marry her and she'll be better behaved, apparently, according to this text. But it says if they complete their web, the world will enter a time of destruction. Or the web will start corrupting men and all the humans will transform into their minions. So we're dealing with a slightly depressed overlord spider here. She is cute, but she's easily dominated, so there's less risk in... It's one of those cases where if you show them love, they'll stop their evil ways, I guess. So let's put it into a B. Just because they're more reasonable than to deal with the Arachnid. I'll probably create the World Wide Web. That would be nice. We need internet in there. Next up, the automaton, however you pronounce that. It is our first construct, it seems, and the final of the letter A. A golem animated by extremely sophisticated magic and precise mechanisms. They are expressionless and poor expressing emotion, but they will take the initiative to help someone in danger. Oh, they're super helpful already. And they appear affectionate towards weak targets such as children and small animals. Oh, there's shit. I mean, she's also wholesome. Okay. They live for serve others, and learning necessary information themselves, they're naturally able to provide their masters with personal care and serve as bodyguard. Nice. They are resistant to impact, high temperatures, and even low temperatures. But they are weak to electricity. The ecstasy they get from being able to serve their master will become apparent. Their desire will be laid bare by how amorous they gaze at their master by serving them. In order to restore their main power, they require essence, aka Kum, of their master, who is recorded in the central circuit. So you have your own maid that will help you in any task you have. And all they require is just a little bit of dilute substance. So in that regard, I guess that will give her a solid A, because there is no drawbacks in that. They are not super waifu ultra instinct level, but a very solid choice if you can't find anything else. Motherly robots, nice, yeah. Next up is the Banshee. Is it showing up? It is. What can you tell me about the Banshee, Wiki? Monsters of the dark, melancholic beauty who drape their deadly pale white skin in black garments. They are feared as omens of death and are said to appear before people on the verge of death, weeping and wailing. Some history lore here. Melancholic, their beautiful wailing arouses carnal desires in men soon after resurrection, when a man's capacity for thought is shaky, directing his unsettled consciousness at the Banshee. Just as a man rises as an undead, he'll end up sexually assaulting the Banshee dwelling beside him. So you die, you become a Zombo, and they'll guide you on that and eternally continue comforting the husband's souls with love and pleasure. They are also extremely easily moved to tears. Besides the death of a human, they also weep over little things, and all those tears arouse carnal desires in their husband, making him lust after her. Interesting. Let me not be a zombie, thank you. I prefer to stay as the way I am. Yeah, most likely, that seems the case. I mean, your soul will still be there. You're kinda just there, but zombified. So unless you find another way to get around that thing, it's kinda dangerous. But if there's no other way around it and you're basically there on your deathbed or something, that would be an I know I shouldn't. However, also my cats are fighting. Let's check them. Never mind, they're fine. I mean, I know I shouldn't, but maybe if I'm on my deathbed already, that would be a nice way to not suffer and continue with a cute Banshee girl. Again, there's more info on this wiki, but I can't just say it all because it would take all night. Next up, it is the Baphomet. Where is it? No, Banshee, no. I already read that. Dark beasts possessing tremendous power that lurk in the demon realms. The race that serves as leaders of the pagan cult known as the Sabbath. They are feared by humans and monsters alike. They tempt women with promises of great magic power, and if they accept, they'll be turned into witches and become a servant of the Baphomet. Let's see. If you ever met one of them, never assume that you can defeat her. With average abilities, one would be hopeless outmatched. An attack would backfire, and you would be made impressed. With their body and technique, they are having the most amazing Bagu out of all monsters. Once a man has joined with one of them, the strong sucking and tight squeezing will make him feel like his own body has become one with hers. If you have the sex with one of them, you're becoming physically indoctrinated. So yeah, once they get you, you're gonna join their cult, yes or yes. Which I don't know anything about this cult, but at least they won't kill you, they're just gonna dominate you. One of the fusion materials for Chimera, the flying mythical beast. And you can also use them as a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fusion material, see? In any case, it seems kinda dangerous, but I don't know if the cult is a bad thing, because they're not really enslaving you or anything. Still risky. So I don't know, I know I shouldn't, however, seems appropriate here. Next up, it is the Arachnids. And it looks like that one Pokemon, which is also a plant, so already seen some similarities here. Fun fact, Baphomet once tried to turn a cowgirl into a lolly. It failed because she still had huge breasts in a smaller form. I consider that as a victory, not a failure. Anyway, moving on, this plant monster is said to grow fruit with the form of a sheep. Wait. So the monster is the thing below, but the fruit is the entire girl herself? Interesting. They release cotton fluff from their body that's light enough to be carried by the wind. The sweet fragrance will entice men, and the rest of them secreting less nectar compared to the ancestral progenitors. They're able to carry their own scent and demonic energy far away to reach men in this manner, so they release cotton spores to entice men. That's interesting and a good method to capture their prey. Even if a man tries to pull his hips away, the elastic bouncy flesh of the fruit will push him back, and naturally his hips will crash right into her hips. So there is no escape, you're gonna get drained. Is there any way to escape that, or they're gonna release you? The fruit surrounding them also has an exquisitely sweet taste. They're highly popular in demand. I guess you can live if you pull hard enough. So they're not deadly, they're just gonna help you with them. It's a guild maker, that's weird. That seems kinda weird, I guess. I guess I just grow the fruit once and it uses it to entice men to do the do with them. I don't know, it's okay, but not maybe not my thing, so it's maybe a solid D, because you're not gonna die from them. You're gonna get some free food also, but it's not my thing, you know? Okay, who is next? It is the Basilisk, another member of the Lamia family, it seems. A resource Lamia that has the upper body of a woman, the lower body of a snake, and part of their body covered in plumage. They have evil eyes with dreadful venom that will ruin a person just from being exposed to their gaze. So yeah, it's a paralytic gaze that will make you not move. Slight stimulation will cause a release of cum as if a dam has been broken. So not only they will paralyze you, they will supercharge your senses to make you cum in one touch. If you wanna be detoxified, you need to suck all the venom out, because it is really potent. They can control their evil eyes, that's why the mask is on. And thanks boss for passing by. You're super loud. What are you doing at this time of the night? Okay, they can control the power that well. That's why the mask is there. Oh, but they will catch the sight of a human and they will absolutely obsess over them. So in that regard, there's no risk of cheating or they leaving you. The issue here is the venom that you need to remove, so... Boss moment, yeah. Boss is best monster girl. I don't know if I'd like to be paralyzed and not being able to move all the time. But they're not deadly, they're not gonna... let you there. They're gonna kinda take care of you. Maybe it's a not and go if you can be rescued and just have that experience once. That should be fine. Next up is the Beelzebub. A bug type monster also referred to as Lord of the Flies. They're capable of eating anything, but what they most prefer is the sweat, saliva, and cum of humans. They are regarded as lords of gluttony, so of course they are unsatisfied by just having sex once. If they take a liking to a man, they'll stay in the area, flying around him, frequently attacking the man in pursuit of sex. This way they are extremely dangerous monsters, but they're also symbolic of a bountiful harvest. They're extremely selfish and eat when they feel like it and attack men when they feel like attacking. If you don't wish to be attacked, you best keep yourself and your surroundings clean. The odor of sweat, which is normally regarded as foul, is the fragrance of the greatest threat to them. So as long as you take a bath, you're fine. And if you don't want it to leave, just be somewhat filthy, I guess. Maybe I don't know if I should, however, seems fitting here in this case, because they're not super dangerous. They're just gonna be annoying like a real fly. But instead of just flying around smacking themselves into your face, they're just gonna have sex. Yeah. Alright, next up is a horsey girl. Who are you? A bicorn. They're a variant of a unicorn. It has an alluring black coat and 2 horns. Bicorns do not forcibly have sex with humans, but they are adept in the ways of arousing men. So they are arousing and not dominant. They're not monogamous like their cousin unicorns. They prefer to be polygamous. If you're into that, they are your horse girl. The rule mentions that none of the monster girls in the setting would intentionally hurt or even kill their mate. No, but they're not exactly killing, but you know, game over, you can't escape scenarios. And some of them are pretty much just being immobile or something in regards of I have no mouth and I must scream. But not as bad, but still, I'd like to be at least a little bit free. And even if they don't kill, that seems something to consider. Okay, let's read a little bit more. They're polygamous, they're TC, they're gonna get you even if you like it or not. But they're not like dominant or that they're gonna have you all for them. So if you're okay with a polygamous relationship, you should be fine with them. Because even if you marry them, you could have a harem. Yeah, it's like a drawback. Once you get last, you're typically stuck for life. Though some are open to polygamy, yeah, like this horse. So yeah, some casual fun stuff every now and then with your bicorn waifu. There's no drawbacks there. They have big boobas, so maybe an A seems fitting. It all depends on your stances in polygamy and whatnot. But if it's just casual fun, then sure. Next up, it is the Black Harpy. Let me put the image up. There you go. A race of harpies that have charming onyx wings. Unlike harpies, they'll aggressively abduct and have sex with human men even when it's not their breeding season. So they're just gonna go join you out of nowhere. Intercourse is furious and they usually take the lead most of the time, but on the other hand, contrary to harpies, they lose their ferocity when it becomes breeding season. So when they have sex for fun, they're aggressive, but when it is actually baby making time, they're very passive. Interesting. Have a strong sense of camaraderie, but on the other hand, they are exceedingly wary of those who aren't friends. Okay. It is kinda dangerous being joined out of nowhere. And I'm actually blocking this screen by having this here, so let me put them here a little bit. It's like Black Diablos. Yeah, no thanks. It is dangerous just being joined and maybe abandoned somewhere in the mountains or wherever they live. In that regard, if we're gonna be used as just a baby making or pleasure thingy, maybe just a nut and go is like a solid tier for them. There may be better harpies than the Black Harpy. Next up! Ew, Oni. It is the blue Oni. Let's see, it's a type of ogre. They have super strength. They have a calm side, unlike their other kind. They are often seen with the red Onis, being them the brains of the group. As you can see, they have the glasses, which means they are smart. They love sake, and that glory aggressively invite humans to go drinking. They can't control their sake, so they'll get drunk right away, and then their true nature will come out and start breeding. They share sake via mouth to mouth, according to this. Red Oni, blue Oni trope, yeah, but this is in Monster Girls. They have a more high sense of shame, unlike their red counterparts, so that's something. If you want a drinking partner, that should be in the right alleyway for you. I'm not a drinking person, so maybe once should be fine, and then move on. They're not dangerous, they're quite smart and they won't do anything bad to you other than maybe snooze and that's it. Anyway, who's next? It is the... here it is. How is it pronounced again? Boogie. It is the boogie set. Another type of ogre. They are really fluffy. The gentle warm embrace has the power to alleviate the darkest anxiety, nervousness, fears, and delight. So no matter how stubborn the male may be, once hugged in those arms, he will want to indulge in her affection like an honest child. Alright, we're having some positives here. They won't hesitate to try and use their body to console a male. Everything is there just to comfort you, even in sex. And they will say, "Good boy, here's your reward for stopping your crying." So you have a big Oni mommy that wants to give you hugs and constant care. Not bad. If you wanna be pampered, that's for you. But I think she is not for mating press. She's for embracing. So yeah, Boggy is a solid B for Boogie. Keep reading Boggy, and it's pronounced Boogie. Next up is the other one that has a similar name. This one is actually Boggy. I hit my mic, hopefully it didn't disconnect. It's a monster with the appearance of a clown whose white fingers drip with red drops of mana. I kinda read this one before, so basically they are like jesters that like to perform, and with their performance they will entice you and will make you in awe of their appearance and whatnot. Their essence milking is not violent. And first of all, they aim to make their prey have a fun and pleasurable cum. They're kinda scary sometimes, and you're gonna get like that anxious thing where you're excited but also nervous. But the thing is, they're gonna do anything to entertain you. Along with doing puns, maybe if puns entertain you, they're gonna punch you non-stop. If a good man expresses fondness towards a Boggy and she is desired, she will offer herself up playfully and become a devoted spouse who will exhaust every effort to pleasurably amuse her husband as his personal jester. So yeah, if you want a clown waifu, this is her. I'm gonna put it on a B too. They're not there to make impress because you're gonna be mostly in there for a fun time, not for a sexy time. Even though she has nice booba. So yeah, B for good booba. Next up, it is the bubble slime. They produce a strong odor from their liquid bodies, so you can tell when they're around. When they find a man, they attack him and through something similar to a sexual intercourse, try to take in his cum, but compared to ordinary slimes, they're not as sticky and move much more slowly, so they're not very good at holding their prey down. They're your standard slime, but more bubbly, and if you like bubble textures, that's it. They're not very smart either, and they're easier to spot and run away. Leave. A foul tasting glass, yeah. I don't know, maybe not and go just for the first time experience. And you can get away easily from them, so they're not a real threat or anything. Oh, sorry, I need some water. We're almost done with the letter B, so let's continue. Next up is the... What is this? The bonjip? The bonjip. It is a subspecies of snake with fur covering their body. Their eyes emit an uncanny light. Their reproductive urges are ferocious, and they're a fierce race that aggressively attack men. They move into the water without making sound, and they just launch at them. They are also highly intelligent, and they possess reason to suppress their bestial nature under normal circumstances. They're not able to express themselves quite right. They're just like me when I get tripped with my words. Good, so I'm already feeling some sisterhood there. And yeah, pretty fluffy spider if you're into them. And they're also quite smart but kinda shy in social circumstances. Let's see, they're not that dangerous, so unless they're kinda mating and in heat, that's the only danger there. I'm gonna go with hot stream embrace because snake coil. Alright, next up it is the cat. Starting with the letter C is the cat seed. A type of beastman that occurred when a cat evolved into this thing. They're close to beasts, so yeah, you have your first furry here. They have capricious personalities. If pet, they cannot help but purr, and they naturally snuggle up to their partner, so that's cute. They're basically cats, but more furry. Cat's fine too. In this case, maybe, yeah. The cat kingdom, created by the cat goddess Bastet, is a cat paradise where bears obey the law and adore cats. Alright, interesting. I don't know about the cat thingy. I'm gonna say not and go. Because they are more than anything else cute, so just like Eva said, the cat is fine too, but that's it. And we're starting with the crab girl. Oh, I opened the wrong window. Please close this. Thank you. Yeah, great. It is called Cancer. Just like the zodiac sign. They live near the rivers. They use their claws to seize men and draw them near the bosom where the alluring upper body waits. The bubbles contain demonic energy. They use the bubbles to wash a man's body, so you get a free bath too. They also hate it when the sense of this other than the man's get mixed in during sex. We say that they do it to cleanly remove excess filth. So yeah, you get a free bath and free sex. They are pretty poor at expressing emotions, so instead emotion appears strongly in their lower body actions. So yeah, you have a big crab here as a wife, which I think it's fine. You get a free bath, so maybe it's a no, I shouldn't, however. Because the pincers may be scary, but you're not really getting into any big danger. For reasons my own cancer is S tier, that's nice. The reasons are valid. Would that be not unbold out of there? LOL, yeah. That's basically what the D tier is. Next up is the centaur. How long is this gonna take? I'm already an hour in and we're not nearly halfway there. It's gonna be a long stream. Anyway. Oh, no. Open this window, let's go to the centaur. What is there to say about centaurs? They are noble warriors. They're only gonna let you ride them if they trust you. They have a high sense of honor and values and whatnot. They have double giant. They have double bagoo according to this too. Interesting. If you want double bagoo, that's what you're looking for. I'm gonna say just because I'm biased towards Centauri, I'm gonna say they're really a B tier. Maybe, yes, a bit seems solid for them. Next up is this thing, the Charybdis. So most of the leaves fixed to the bottom of the sea in a nesting hole like an acre barnacle. I'm gonna assume they're just barnacles underwater. In order to get a human, they periodically generate huge whirlpools focused around their nesting holes. They are greedy, so once they have pingas in their body, they entwine their arms and legs around the man, binding them. How do you breathe underwater? That's my question. They often swallow up whole ships. I don't know. I don't know if it's worthy the risk of being drowned. Which I think they don't, but still kind of scary because one of my biggest fears is being drowned. So this is gonna be the first no. Being underwater is not what I would like. Next up is the cute Cheshire Cat kitty thingy. Okay, I'm gonna have to make this, put this over here maybe. Cheshire Cat. Sea bishops show later that the ability to grant males the ability to breathe underwater. Oh, okay, that's fine. I guess that's safer, but still, I am really afraid of being underwater, so not my thing. Even if the benefit of being Unga Bunga there is good, I think my fear overwhelms that. What to do with this pick? Because I don't want to block the entire tier list. Let me move myself over here maybe a little bit. There you go. And then expand this. That should do it. Anyway, Cheshire Cat. As we go to Wonderland, the Cheshire Cats are the guys of the Curious and Loot Kingdom. That's your basic Cheshire Cat of the Wonderland story. They're always grinning and smiling lewdly. They love fun and lewd things, and tease those who wander into Wonderland with obscene words, whether male or female. There are guides of Wonderland, but again, it's the Cheshire Cat, so take their advice as that. They're gonna tease you with their words. They're usually just guides. They may aggressively interfere in order to make their man their own husband if they like you a lot. They'll just enjoy sex with the man during obscene occurrences and gradually staying him completely in the lewd color of their preference. You'll get a color job on you if you marry them. Life with these happily smiling is full of pleasure and absence of boredom and agony in spite of their teasing. They become playful with men and exhibit cat-like behavior, but only with their husband. So if you like teasy girls that appear and disappear at will, and if you wanna change your colors, sure. I'm gonna put it on the B. The B seems fine for the cat. Next up, it is this girl. Where are you? Chimera. They're a hybrid beast form from a combination of several demons beasts via sorcery. They possess superhuman strength. They're equipped with a combination of special traits, various demon beasts. They possess different personalities depending on the ingredients used to make them. Sounds like my girlfriend. You're already dating a Cheshire cat? Nice. They are able to switch between personalities. So they're very unstable or very stable depending on the situation. The knowledge and memories are shared in common. And they all become aroused. The personalities will technically get jealous each other depending on who's having the sex with the person. Okay, she is very cute, but the personality thing, I don't think I'm into that. I'm gonna give it a nod and go because of the unpredictability of the personalities going on. Nice try, the appearance is pretty cool. Who are you? That is a Cochin Obake. It's an artificial spirit. There are items used by humans which sprung to life and started moving around. So this is basically a lamp girl. They illuminate the darkness. They are getting pleasure from men using their bodies after becoming monsters. And their flames are powered by Kun. They like to be used, so they may attack humans on sight. The ideal lamp, if you ask a moth, that is actually pretty big. Once they've had sex with the man, they'll recognize the man as their owner and return to his home as his property. So you get a free lamp if you find one. And all you need to do is put the white goo in them. I don't know, I'm gonna give it a... I know I shouldn't, however, because you have a free lamp from all this. And I like the design, it's quite unique. Anyway, who's next? Oh, we got the original harpy, I think. No, that's not a harpy, it's a cockatrice. They have extremely timid personalities and powerful pheromones that attract human men. Okay. Basic monster guild stuff. The man will come back to his senses after sex, and when he tries to separate from them, in panic, they use the petrification ability their eyes are endowed with to change his hands that are strongly gripping their hips into stone right then, and they're in that state. Ooh. So you can't escape them if you try to. Around Mary cockatrices lurk many other monsters that are after petrified men. I don't know if I wanna be petrified though. That is a kinda dangerous situation. Don't know if that is reversible or not, or if it will go out over time. Because of the risk of being petrified, I'm gonna give it a nope. Paralyzed is fine, so basilisks are better. Petrified, I'm not sure. Okay, next up is a creeping coin. Did it show up? It did show up, good. I need to close this window and A type of mimic which has a shape-shifting ability. They look like a mountain of coins, and they wait for human male prey. And then they snatch attack. Parts of the mountain of gold will suddenly change into a monster with a woman's form. But men do not appear to be startled or bewildered by it. Really? I would be very scared if I saw a bunch of coins just turn into a girl. The reason why is that they have the power to tie men's lust for money directly to lust towards themselves. Oh, I see. At least you're getting paid. I mean, you're getting paid in Booba, so that's also valid. So, yeah, you're not gonna get scared by them. Your satiating, your sex lust, and your money lust. Alright, you know what? There is no danger here. She's cute and you get some money apparently from them, so I'm gonna give it a main team press. There's a lot of benefits going on. There's no drawbacks. There's big booba and money. What else is there to desire? Next up is the Tengu. You know what Tengus are. They're intellectual, they're harpy thingies. They kidnap men, will exchange couple balls with them in the dueling and end up having sex with them. On the spot for the sake of procreation, not recreation, just procreation. They have confidence in their power, they're prideful. But if you say, let's get married, they will turn bright red with an alarm. But if they get bright red and embarrassed, they're gonna just get into panic mode and have more sex. Interesting. Sus money. Okay, Tengus doesn't seem that bad. I'm gonna give it I know I shouldn't, however. Not my favorite monster girl, but there's nothing there to lose other than maybe being dominated if you declare your love for them. Okay, next up is the Kusit. Wait, that's not the Kusit, it's my image borked. It is borked. Okay, let me check if I can put it on the screen. Copy. I can't. Let me just do this then. Why is it not showing up? I wonder, is the right format? Okay, there you go, that's the cool seat. It's a doggo girl. Kinda similar to the cat seat. They are pretty loyal to their masters. And your doggo furry, they're highly intelligent too and loyal, you know? Just like a classic dog furry. Yeah, I mean, the Esther is gonna be the best of the very best. I was considering Creeping Coin at that tier, but the only thing that takes it back is that they're just mimics. And mimics do not stick to more than one personality. Okay, let's remove the doggo. And place the doggo maybe next to the cat seat. Okay, next up is the Cupid that you can see on the screen right now. Let's get some info. They are angels as far as I remember. Mid-rank angels are golden arrows of love and have the power to make those who are shot swell up in love. Yep, classic lore. And shot by an hour of lead. Will seek the balance, passion, love directed towards him by the monster and gleefully accept it. They're kinda dangerous because you're not having control of your own will. They are angels filled with love. Many of them fall in love while coming into contact with human men. They possess a deep love that is even on par with that of an Ori, but they are not proficient in verbally expressing the enormity of their love. Oh, if you manage to find one and talk to them, they're gonna instantly fall in love with you. That's a double-edged sword, I guess. Once they are joined with their husband, the atmosphere becomes sweet, and they'll start to quietly brush their body against his. Monstrous individuals do exist among them, but expected hardly any distinction is apparent. Possession isn't fun. I would like to consent and have fun on my own terms. Yeah, in that regard, I'm gonna... because this is about the relationship between you and the monster guild and not them shooting arrows at you. I'm just gonna take the part where they fall in love with you. And they look kinda adorable, so I'm gonna give them a B. That seems bueno. Just taking aside the arrow thingy. Next up is this scary girl. Who are you? It is the cursed sword. I kinda read about this a little bit, so basically they are girls that came in contact with the cursed sword and they have been slowly being taken over by the sword. They're gonna cut people around and they will sometimes find a human that they recognize as their partner for life and they're gonna be super loyal to them. But if you neglect them, they're gonna go super wild and force you into recreational sex just to grab your attention again. So yeah, you gotta pay them attention to your sword and make them happy, or else they're gonna throw a tantrum and have the sex. Poor girl. Yeah, it's a kind of sad story, but that's how monster girls are in this part. They are already considered a monster girl. Not sure if I wanna deal with the entire court sword thing, so there's gonna be another F of nope.avi. It kinda makes me a little bit sad how they end up. Okay, next up is the Cyclops. Wait, what are you doing here? Dogo, what are you doing here now? It's too late. Okay, Cyclops. Here it is, the last of the letter C. They originally were members of divinities. Some gods were disgusted by their single eye and were banished from the divinities. They have docile personalities, they hardly talk. They're kinda shy, I guess, too. They don't get involved with humans unless it's for work. They need to produce offspring sometimes, and they will offer deals with you if you find them on the way and they need to procreate. In exchange for a sword I made, I want you to spend a single night with me for the purpose of procreation. So you get a free sword and you get free sex. The men who disappeared are probably now living happily with them deep in the mountain. So you can marry them too if you want. How do cycles make eye contact? Moving on, Cyclops is gonna be a... It could be a... not a go, it could be a hot steamy embrace if you wanna marry them, maybe? Let's put it on a B, because they are beauties. And they give you a sword. Next up, we are going to the letter D. With this girl, which is the Dark Elf. Why do I have Dark Elf first? I have no idea. They don't detest humans as other elves do, but they love to make human men who strike them fancy submit to them using pleasure. Making enslaved humans men prepare their meals, etc. They also reproduce using these slaves. So yeah, you're your dummy mommy elf girl, if you're into that. I'm not sure if I wanna be treated like a slave at all. Maybe if I can get out of there as soon as possible, I could give it a nod and go. Or maybe I know I shouldn't, however. No, I guess in this regard it's gonna be a nod and go. Get out of there. Because I don't wanna be dominated in that aspect. Next up is the Dark Angel finally? No, where's the Dark Angel? Well, she's not here, but Dark Angel, you can see the small image here. An angel who has completely transformed into a succubus. They love human desire and they become overjoyed when it's directed towards them. When they find a man they like, they assault him and have sexual intercourse in order to make him fall into depravity. I want to make sweet love with him while locking a mutual embrace like lovers. I want to serve him plenty. I want to put a wonderful expression of ecstasy on his face. Men who continue to have sex with them will remain completely unsatisfied. So you get a pretty sad calm experience with them. That means maybe a not and go would be okay. They're not the best at it. They're trying. Not entirely sold on the Dark Angel. Next up is Dark Mage, which you can see right here. These Dark Mages are human women who possess strong desire like monsters and unconsciously absorb surroundings mammon or man into their bodies. The mercenaries exercise their magic power to satisfy their own desires. They resort to many means necessary if it's for the sake of obtaining a man that strikes their fancy. Forests and swamps in which they live are enchanted, causing men who enter to lose their way and be led to monsters of their own doing. They became lewd because of their magic. They bind a master and servant contract with the men, they imprison this man and take them as familiars. So you become a familiar of this mommy witch. Recognized a mage girlfriend. Oh wait, I already got that. Nice. You're already set up for life. I mean, you become a familiar if you're getting near them. They use it to make their time they spend with their husband richer and full of even more joy and ecstasy, so you're gonna be treated well by them. I'm gonna give it a B then. You're technically enslaved because you're a familiar, but you're gonna be treated well. And that is important too. Next up is the Dark Matter. Did I set up the image for this one? Yes, I did. It is covered, so it's okay, guys. Don't worry. Dark Matter. The part that has the form of a woman embodies the desire of women, especially the monsters and the demonic energy of the monsters. The black orb of the woman is striding embodies the desire of the incubi, men, etc., joining with the demonic energy. When they find a human man, they develop him with the black orb, making it flow into the man. The man is instantly transformed into a powerful incubi. By marrying with the black orb, the man's desire and the desires of the black orb are combined, so you get extra instantly corrupted by it, so it may be dangerous if you don't want to transform into incubi. In this case, I'd rather kinda wanna keep my humanity if possible, so I'm gonna give it a no. Next up is Dark Priest. There she is. Let me get my info up. It is their duty to spread the teachings of the fallen god and corrupt humans. They slip into human settlements to perform activities to promote their faith. They incite desiring men, receive the desire with their own body. Their duty is to perform missionary activities, but since they are also fallen themselves, when they find a man who strikes them fancy, they prioritize their own desire and abandon their duty to run off with the man and seclude themselves in pandemonium. You can have your dark priestess waifu if you want. They're gonna be devout if you manage to make them like you. And you can cast Smite as well if you wanna get rid of them. I mean, it's a no I shouldn't scenario. However, there is no really a drawback. There is spreading their fate. It is a bad fate, but it's just propaganda, so that's fine. And next up, it is the purple slime. I mean dark slime, not purple slime. Upper ranked slime with a purple body that flies through the demon realms. They are magical as far as I remember. They're sticky, as most slime girls. They are highly intelligent. They can freely manipulate their bodies. They can provide many kinds of pleasure to a man. They can reproduce by division, also. They can also corrupt human women into dark slimes. So they are basically magical demonic slimes, which they won't kill you, but if you're a girl, you're gonna get corrupt by it. So let's have some countermeasures for that. I'm gonna put it in a node.avi. In that case, I would like to be shaft. I would like to not be shaft. Sorry, I misread that. Next up, it is the Dark Valkyrie. Black battle maidens, Valkyries that have fallen even deeper in the devilish nature by becoming self-conscious of the obscene desire of growing within them. They have no loyalty toward their gods anymore. And they're gonna become your sword and shield because they abandoned their gods already. And they're gonna be, instead of raising a hero, they're gonna change their power of raising a man. Particularly in sexual prowess. So you have your own knight for your own personal use and combat and whatnot. So with that in mind, I'm gonna maybe give it into an A. Because you get a super loyal waifu with you. It's almost an S. It's almost that close to an S. Okay, next up. Now the classic, the best, the one and only, the demon. High-ranked demons that have blue skin and black sclera. They now believe the diminutive and foolish humans ought to be ruled by monsters, and they are a former race of the radical faction which plans to convert the entire world into a monster realm. They love seeing humans become unable to resist pleasure and succumb to evil, and they will use whatever means possible to lure humans onto the path of corruption. A demon will propose a pact that merely says, "For offering everything to me, I promise you eternal pleasure." Most men will willfully offer everything if it will make the days of pleasure in vision become a reality and make that pleasure last for eternity. At glance, it looks as if the demon has total domination over the man, but in actuality, the situation is different. The demon himself is also bound by the power of the pact. Regardless of it not being part of the pack, a demon will cook whatever her man wants to eat every day and visit clothing stores to acquire whatever outfit he wants her to wear. The pact boils down to a marriage compact? Okay, the pact is basically just marrying your demon. And you know what? Because I am a demon super lover as well, this is gonna be the first S tier. Because not only you get unlimited demonic power, but you get unlimited demonic waifu as well. There is no drawbacks here, just a pack that will benefit both parties. Alright, our first S tier waifu is up, and we have a smaller demon here now. Let's see. It is the devil. Mid-rank demons that give off a wicked aura. They once fed on human fear, screams, and expressions twisted in agony, but now that they have become succubi, they have come to prefer human expressions lacking in pleasure and ecstasy. They enjoy having sex with humans and corrupting them into little monsters. Okay, a tactic once commonly used by devils was to destroy people by giving them power and wealth beyond what they could handle. Then they just have sex with men, and they make men's desires swell beyond what they can handle and draw them in it with excessive love and pleasure. By making them home-cooked meals every day, waiting on them hand and food, and briskly taking care of anything they could possibly need. So in their evil ways, they try to pamper you so you can join the demon's side. I will be doing that, so I prefer my woman taller than me. That is true. Yeah, limited lewd works. But they love more than anything else its expression of their husband after being drowned in love and happiness. In this matter, which from an objective point of view does indeed appear lacking and slovenly. You know what is almost as wholesome somehow as the demon? I was expecting them to be more mischievous and whatnot, but they are also quite wholesome, so maybe the second one on the S tier? I just love wholesome Monster Guild stuff, and this is selling me right away. Alright, who's next? The Devil Bug. It's a monster known as Devil Bug that has existed since ancient times. They are intelligent enough to use language, they are almost completely irrational. They can sense the odor of human men. They always live in a group and say that if there's one, there must be three in the same place. They won't let him go until he passes out. And when they wake up later, they were just gonna go at it again. I mean, it's kinda a dangerous situation. They're just gonna get around you and make you pass out over and over. But at one point, you're gonna be able to live, I think. So it's just a not and go situation. Next up, it is this beautiful lady who is the doppelganger. It is a ghost undead. It can change forms, and they can read the mind, so they can change the form accordingly. Most men are able to resist the temptation of a doppelganger, and they'll have sex and resistance on the spot when seduced. I put up the cockroach instead of the damper. Right? I put the devil bug up. But the way that my images are organized, it put the doppelganger first. I'm gonna do the damper next. They hide at night. This is a little bit complicated. If it turns out that the man was mistaken and thinking that his love had been one side and it turns out that the real woman was actually fond of him, then the woman will catch sight of the doppelganger borrowing her form. That moment onward, the woman who has the same form and the same feelings for the man becomes joined to the doppelganger's demonic energy. Ooh. That is interesting. So basically, they just the girl and the doppelganger taking the shape of her, they just merge into one being. That's basically the woman with shape-shifting powers. That is quite interesting. This will be a little bit complex situation going with the doppelganger, so I'm gonna give it an I know I shouldn't because of the shape-shifting possibilities, getting whatever you want, but that's it. Next up, and let's see which one comes up actually. Okay, this is not the vampire. And I put it on the screen. Some of these images are not working for some reason. Okay, this one and this one. There you go. Now we can move on to this one. So basically they are your human and vampire hybrid child. They're still monster girls, so they still have those innate desires for mating or whatnot. They're born with supernatural beauty and also possess human values. And because of that, they know how to get around society and get any man they want. They can take care of vampires because their powers make them rob them of their senses. They despise vampires who act arrogantly and look down on humans, and it infuriates them when humans are mistreated as servants. So that reasons, if such vampires are around, they lose their magical power and superior physical strength inherited from their mother to vanquish them. So they can become vampire hunters as well. Since the servant husband is involved during the training of the vampire, they sometimes grow fond of him and end up becoming his wife along with the vampire. Vampires will not only injure the pride of the race, but may also become a rival to their husband's affection. So if you get a vampire girlfriend, you are bound to get yourself another vampire waifu. So it's a double value pack. Let's remove this, yes. Okay, just because I'm biased over vampires and whatnot, but they're not exactly vampires, I'm gonna put it on an A. You're getting the cool vampire stuff without the weaknesses and possibility of getting another waifu. Anyway, next up is this cute mousy girl. It is the Dormouse. Let's see. Sleeping mouse from Wonderland. They have a calm and dreamy personality. They're always drowsy. They don't attack humans. They just ignore humans. But when they're sleeping, they release a large amount of demonic energy. And the human will become fiercely aroused by the sight of them sound asleep and have sex while they sleep, and they won't be waking up. So if you are into sleepy sex, maybe these are for you. I'm gonna say, well, because that's their nature and you are not getting hurt or anything weird other than being aroused, then maybe a C. Dracula's Castle Symphony of the Night theme plays. Next up, it is this girl, which I kinda read about it. The Dorime. These are basically failed gnomes that just became like clay-like. They're sluggish, but they can travel through earth pretty easily, and they're okay at sex. It says it's not that great because they're basically just mud. So it is not. They fail to numb someone. Yeah, basically. It is not the most amazing sex, but you can get a free exfoliation from them, so it's gonna be a solid C, I think. That seems fitting. Next up, it is the dragon. I think it skipped the other dragon as well. No, it's next up. Okay. You know, dragons, they are proud and whatnot. But if they find a human that seems more powerful than them, they're just gonna become their wife and not question it. They take power and all that stuff over anything else, so if you're stronger than a dragon, you get a super cute wife for you. And I like their big feet and hands and claws and wings, so I'm gonna give it a B. B for dragon. Next up should be the next dragon species, which is the dragon zombie, which had all the pride that the dragons had during their lifetime. It's gone. They're just a monster that is seeking to mate. They have a feeder bed from where they were living changed into a rotten bread. The rational mind will rot away, becoming males driven only by the instinct to replace what they feel in front of them. They are ferocious. They're dumb. They are basically dragon zombies. You can marry them, apparently. So if you manage to kinda tame one of them, you're gonna get a Zombo Dragon Guard with you. And you're not in danger of dying, it's just that they're not smart enough. I'm gonna give it a B again. Just because they are marriable and you can get them to protect you. I guess it doesn't account for Eastern dragons compared to Western European dragons. There are Eastern style dragons here too in this encyclopedia. So we're gonna see them later. They are just named as Eastern dragon names. Next up is the Dryad. They nestle close to a single tree for their entire lives, and when the tree dries up, their lives end. They're normally warm, but they will attack those who threaten the forest without mercy. They're passionate about romance, they seduce men they like, imprison them inside the tree, and they have sex with them inside. Men who are shut inside the tree for a long time eventually fuse with the tree. Men who end up like this cannot die until the tree dies up, just like the dries themselves. Unable to escape, they just continue to be loved by them. This is one of her. It is I have no mouth and I must scream, and I don't want to be trapped in a tree at all. So yeah, that's a big no for me. Next up, it is the... What are you? Ah, the Dullahan. Demonic Knight, grotesque figure. I cannot read about this. So basically, they are pretty stern and stubborn and very smart when they have their head on their place. But when the head comes out, they change completely their personality. They become shy and lustful, and their true personality is what they hide when they remove their head. They sometimes appear from out of nowhere and come to kidnap a man they're fond of. They specifically specify the date and time of kidnapping for some reason. So you get a card that says, hey, I'm gonna kidnap you at 4 p.m. Please come at this side so I can kidnap you. Bloodhounds are loyal and take their duty seriously. The anxiety they experience while serving among the knights is not difficult to imagine. Okay. They are kinda cute in that aspect, but I don't know. I don't wanna get kidnapped. But I guess I could escape because they're pretty stern and they have their schedule in order. So maybe a however seems fine for Bloodhounds. Next up, it is the dwarf. You know dwarves? They live in mountains. They're small. They do the digging and the crafting. They're pretty much the same here. And they're small and cute too, and very resilient apparently. I'm gonna give it a C here. Because there's nothing else that's going on. It's just a dwarf, you know them. They throw axes, they do the digging. I'm not fond of living inside a dark cave. But hey, some people are into that too. Next up, it is the Echidna. It is Knuckles the Enchilada. They are lamias. They have the ability to spawn a lot of monsters of different races. You know them. They're pretty modern apparently because they do care about what their base will gonna become in the future. They have an ability to sense the existence and know the future of humans who will eventually become heroes. Oh, interesting. They sometimes raise their future husbands with their own hands before they even show the slightest potential as heroes, pulling them from the side, helping them grow, and then in the future mating with them, drowning them in pleasure and taking them prisoner. Oh, okay, that went down fast. So they raise heroes. Once they become super important heroes, they just take them back and enslave them. But only if you have potential as a hero, I guess. Which I don't have. I'm just a dumb girl raiding monster girls. I'm gonna give it a C. Just because that imprisonment thing. It's still good, snake mummy. Next up, it is the elf. Classic one. You know, live in forests, good at magic and archery. They get removed from the village when they start showing up succubi traits. They advance in the direction where there are human men, and once they spot a human man, it will start throbbing even more strongly in the pursuit of pleasure. Dwarven bow number 10. Play hard, play often. Yeah. Okay, you basically have an elf, you know them. Nothing wrong with them. gonna give it a B because elves are pretty good. Not enough for many impressed for me, but a solid B, I think. Next up is the fairy. Creatures from the fairy kingdom, they are childish in nature. They love music and dancing. You know, the ornaments of nature. What else is there to say that you don't know about fairies? Multiple fairies form a circle and dance. Their circle of dancing will faintly glimmer due to the fairy's magical energy, and a fairy ring will come forth. The thing at the center of it will be taken to the fairy kingdom along the dancing fairies. I mean, they're cute, and they're very elastic apparently. It could be a B or a C, depending on how you see it. I'm gonna give it a C. C seems very fitting for them. Next up, it is this one, and that one is called, go away, folder, a familiar. This is your standard familiar. An artificial race created by the Baphomet. It is a chimera. They look adorable and behave in a friendly manner, so those who listen to the words lower their guard or listen to with rapt attention. They're not as good as witches with magic, but they are magical organisms. They have high affinity for magic. They are also monsters themselves, therefore when they spot a man that strikes their fancy, they prioritize making him theirs above all else. There are those who have a relationship that's more like friends instead of mistress and servant. That there are also those who share the same man between them. Alright, I'm gonna say because they're cute and they're familiars that you can maybe summon, it's gonna be a C. That seems fitting for them. Now we have this lovely plant lady, which is called a flower kelp. Planted monsters which have kelp-like leaves growing all over their body. Can I read about them a little bit before the stream? They seem to be docile monsters, but they are not. They attack by throwing themselves on top and wrapping all their body kelp around the man's body. It's not easy to escape from their embrace. Even in daily life, they have their kelp wrapped around him constantly and try to keep each other's bodies as close together as possible. Some among them prefer to climb by being wrapped in their husband's arms, and others prefer to be carried on their husband's back. So basically just stick to you if you find one of them. And also they change size according to their level of moisture. If they have enough hydration, they grow big and big booba. If they have not enough, they go small and more lolly-esque like. But yeah, there is basically a plant that sticks to you and wants to do the sex. I guess once they get accustomed to you, it's easier and you can move around, so... Because there's nothing else going on here, I'm gonna give it a C. Next up, this lovely harpy lady. Who are you? It's called a Gandharva. A large variety of harpy with golden wings. They are master of musicians that revere the goddess of love, Eros. Their singing melodies rouse people's hearts, but their gentle melodies calm their hearts and put people in a quiet mood. It's more than just their gorgeous looks and voluptuous body. Everything they are endowed with, including the melodies they play and the fragrance their bodies is covered in, is part of their charm for seducing men. During sex, essence alone isn't enough to satisfy them, and they will attempt to sate themselves by putting their face near the husband's body and sniffing the odor of their beloved all over. They like the stinky. That's worrisome. But yeah, they're just a barred harpy with big booba. And they love love, so that's a good thing, I guess. Okay, an A seems fine, just because they're pretty wholesome as well. Next up it is the gargoyle. You know the gargoyles. Not much to say about them, they become stone. Oh yeah, this part. A man petrified by a gargoyle is unable to move or speak, and his thoughts are enveloped in drowsiness as if dreaming. But he is still able to communicate with them, moreover, since he is still continuously joined with their body. So if you're having sex with a gargoyle and it becomes daytime, you become stone as well with them. But at night you go back to normal. They're pretty feral though, so they're gonna think about sex a lot. In that regard, they're not as bad because you don't get stoned all the time. But they're still kind of feral, so let's give it a C. Thank goodness they aren't spamming Harpy's Feather Duster on you, lol. That would be bad, I want my spells on the field. Anyway, next up it is the Geyser. Multiple eye monster. They probably shoot eye beams at you. They hypnotize those who stare at the eyeballs. I wanna rubbish monsters. I wanna become a monster. That's the hypnotic pattern that they throw at you. They basically get into your mind, so you have sex with them. I mean, joke's on to you because I'm into monster girls. It is a rare thing, but in case where a man never had a disgust for single eyes from the beginning, and in the case where, on the contrary, the man prefers single eyes, ooh. If that happens, the hypnotic suggestion will go wild on their brains. Interesting. I guess it is not bad. You're gonna have a lot of fun with them, so Geyser gets a B in my book. Next up, it is the genie. You know the genies, they grant wishes. And I read a little bit before about them. They grant wishes according to the amount of white goo you give them. So you want to live for eternity. Let's say you want immortality. You're gonna have to shoot your goo every single day to make the wish come true. S. It could be an S, actually. They grant wishes according to the contracts they do, but if they don't like the wish, they may demand far more sex than it actually is needed. If someone gives them constant cool, they can be freed from the lamp. And they will love you for that, so if you release a genie from the lamp and marry them, you are set up for life. You know what, there is actually no downside from this. You get wishes, you get an adorable wife. Yeah, that's actually an S. That's pretty powerful for a waifu. And a contract that will benefit both of you. Yep, that's actually an S. Good thinking, Pepsi Man, I agree with you. Next up, the ghost. You know ghosts, they're undead, they fly around, they possess people. Once they take possession of someone, they are able to forcibly unify their thoughts with those of their host. So they can implant wild memories and fantasies onto their possessed body. And they can suck your essence. Jidori when I play Shantae, maybe. I mean, you're getting ghost blowjob in this case, so I mean, ghosts are fine. I don't know if I'll have them around, but every now and then should be fine. Alright, next up is the ghoul, and these are kind of scary, now that I remember. They're undead. They're gonna suck the essence of people. They gotta have something in their mouths, and that something is usually a pingas, so... When you get the super suck, you're gonna get super ecstatic, because their saliva is aphrodisiac as well. They love to nibble and suck, so if you're into that, that's the girl for you. I don't know, the bloody booba kinda scares me because it looks kinda weird, but they're not deadly, and I guess they deserve a D. Next up, it is the giant ant. They're hard workers, they wake up early morning, start their jobs. They will join procession when there is pheromones. Normally orcs have no reproductive capability, but individuals who have frequently coupled with men have this ability awakened. The individual will leave the nest with their lover and form a new group of ants, becoming a new queen. Huh. So they're basically worker ants, and if you have enough sex with them, they become queens. Alright, I can kinda dig that. They look almost like the Arachnid, by the way. They both have a shovel, but they have different goals in mind, I guess. I guess this could be a B because they're not capturing you or anything. So in a way they are better. And we have the giant slug here. When they spot a man attracted and fancy, their mating instincts take over and they slimely claw across the ground. They have leisurely personalities, their movement is slow. So there's no danger in them, but you can escape them. Do not approach them, the guide says. You're gonna get caught in slimy mucus. It may take several hours, or even an entire day before the dull, wet noises stop. That may be annoying if you need to go poo or pee, by the way. You don't want to get stuck for an entire day. The sticky voice is vulnerable to salt, and if their body is covered in it, their moisture will be absorbed and their body will shrink to a smaller form. They become even more aggressive if they're thrown salt. I don't know. I'd like to not be put into that situation of mating for an entire day. So yeah, maybe for once, for one day, that's a good enough thing. Next up, it is this girl, the Girta Blilu, a scorpion girl that lives in desertic areas. They approach the man without making a sound and swiftly stab them, so they become paralyzed and super aroused. They take them back to their own dwelling and continue to forcibly have intercourse to their young. And they're gonna keep you there, mating over and over. They're called assassins in the same way as other monsters. They won't actually take a person's life. No one ever dies from their venom, but a man caught by one of them cannot easily escape and they generally end up living together, so naturally it's certainly difficult for him to ever return alive to the human settlements. So you're gonna be trapped with a pretty scorpion wife if you're into them. There's a chance of escaping them, so maybe a D would be a good tier. Not enough for a no because they're not killing you or turning you into enslaved forever situation, but it is a D. Still tappable. Who are you? You are called a Glacy. Ice elementals that with the power of ice. They are fueled by human essence and they do attack humans, but unlike other monsters, they don't milk out essence through sexual intercourse. So they just steal your essence from body touch contact. Yeah, they are ordered by the Ice Queen to not kill humans. That's nice, thank you. They are getting close to humans and cause longing for warmth and affection from the opposite sex. The nature is cold as size, but if they stay with a human for a long period of time, they remain in physical contact and keep taking in energy from him, then their succubus energy will activate. And that which once frozen will start to melt gradually. The frozen heart will also melt and then they'll gradually begin to treat the man more softly. So basically you build a relationship with them. And you get a nice waifu. Alright, I can do that. Building up a relationship from the start. And it seems fitting to be a hot steamy embrace. Next up is the actual gnome. It is loading, there you go. Earth elementals run from concentrated earth elements that were corrupted by demonic energy. They embrace the humans with their body, which is full and voluptuous. And to symbolize the earth, they tend the men in their arms to seek their body in pursuit of sex and covenant. Okay. As I said, it used to go. And Onda became a dark elemental. A prisoner fruit grows from the head and she sees their covenant. Okay, so basically they can be corrupted into dark elementals. The dark earth element is in the corruption same as corrupting the earth in the natural world, the soul being condensed in the Okay, I'm not sure if I want them to be corrupted and start acting demonic-ish. So in that regard, D would be good. Next up it is the classic, the goblin. In this Encyclopedia, they are not green, so if you're into green girls, you're not gonna get them from goblins. You know them, they are mischievous, they live in villages, they assault villages sometimes. But not all of them are bad. Some of them become merchants and try to hang around with humans. They're still quite mischievous. And they're cute and they have a giant weapon on their hands. So I'm gonna say, yeah, B seems fitting for the gobos. Next up, it is the golem. You know them, they are magical constructs, usually from clay, mud, and stone. They use brute force to hold down a man and all parts of their body are designed for milking essence. That is dangerous. You can't resist, and if you resist, they go into, yeah, it's easy to milk this guy. They go back to their creators to bring back the essence, so. If you scrap off the runes, these runes contain information about its owner. So if you delete the runes on their side, they will stop functioning. And you can override them and have your own golem at home. And if they fall in love with a human, they will erase their own runes. I mean, they are interesting, but not into the top tier, so I'm gonna put it on the C. C seems fitting for a golem, especially when they have not that many emotions going on. Okay, this thingy is called a green worm. Caterpillar monster with a soft, squishy green body that's the larval form of the butterfly monster, Papillon. Okay, so these are basically caterpillars that will entangle with you, and you get into the chrysalis with them, and they feed off your essence, and once they are ready to become a papillon, they'll release you. I'm not sure if I want to be in a chrysalis state with them. So yeah, they're kind of scary in that regard, and you'll get eventually out of there, but maybe just one time you get captured and then never experience that again. And the only reason I'm putting them on a D is because they become a papillon, and you'll see later about them. Next up is the gremlin. Where are you, gremlin? There you are. The gremlin, they have big beast ears and pin-sized body like a lolly, and they're generally a race of demons. They are very smart. They're not very powerful. They carry gizmos with them that makes up for that. They have a mischievous personality. They launch and attack as if to boastfully show off their power of their gizmos. How the curious enjoy seeing men bombarded with pleasure. So yeah, you have a small engineer with you, which is mischievous, and will have lots of fun with you. That is interesting. I'm gonna put it on a C. That seems more than enough for them. Not enough for hot, steamy stuff yet. But for fun, every once in a while, sure. Alright, next up is this girl, which is called the Griffon. They are wind and ferocious, and they'll mercilessly attack and attempt to drive away anyone who approaches the treasures they guard no matter what. Let's see. Other arrogant monsters regard humans as lowly creatures and hesitate. That sentiment is nowhere to be found in the Griffon's case. They'll be striding a man and expect that they won't hesitate to take his fingers deep inside and shakes their body with fiercely wild hip movements. So they're horny treasure creatures. Okay, they decide to have sex with the Griffin as well. If you marry her, providing her husband pleasure with her own body, which shows her husband desiring even more. She'll experience ecstasy and rapidly heartbeat unlike anything she had felt before. She loses control and becomes engrossing having sex with her husband. And that causes them to forget about their treasure every once in a while because they're too focused on pingas to remember it. So if you give them enough sex, you can take their treasure too. I mean, that's nice. I'm not sure if I will stick around, but yeah, that seems fitting for a Griffin. A solid C. And next up, it is the grizzly. And let me tell you something. I am not that much into bear girls. They may be cute, but I'm not that much into them. So this might rank kinda low, depending on what this says. They have olfactory senses. They are kinda dopey, but when they're horny, they go for humans. Once they are stated with the comb, they finally return to the dopey state. They like to hug. If you're into hug, you should be set up. They affectionately stroke their mans and embrace him firmly between their breasts. And they hug their husbands when they sleep. Do not give them honey though, because it says here that they become ferocious again. Also, do not play dead, because it says if you play dead, they will let you go. No, that's a mistake. If you throw down playing dead, they see it as an invitation to mate. So yeah, they're basically bears with more huggability, and do not give them honey or else they'll be super horny again. Seems pretty standard enough. I'm gonna give it a D. Give them salmon and yellow golden, that might work too. Okay, last one on the letter G is gonna be the Gyobu Danuki. Basement type monster having the characteristics of a Tanuki. They're one of the most famous yokai mentioned in Tales. Oh yeah, I heard about these ones. If I remember, they are basically traveling merchants that they kinda sometimes scam people to make a lot of money for themselves. They're very intelligent and they have a knack for business. When they like human men, they use the power of money, smooth talking, and schemes. They will usurp control of a human territory and merchant families, then buy out entirely impoverished families at once. So yeah, if you're in a poor village or whatnot, you're kinda screwed when one comes around. But if you marry them, I guess you're set up for life with all the money they can make. They bring wealth to all poor families, but they buy out and as wives, they end up giving back even more wealth and love to the men who offer their bodies to pay off their debts. The trait as symbols of economic fortune. Since their business is often sketchy, they are regarded as dangerous. Yeah, gotta be wary when dealing with a Gyobu Danuki. If it's just for fun and no money is involved, I will give it a C. And you know what? It is already getting kinda late and I have not even reached halfway of this Monster Girl list. So this first part is gonna end up like this. How about that? We can continue this next time. Let me raise this up so you can see the S tier as of now, the A tier, the B tier, C tier, D, and ultimately the Nope tier. Oh, I didn't show the Tanuki gal. There she is. The only ones I'm gonna keep on top is the S tier because they are limited to only 5, I think. That should be a good number to limit myself. And yeah, I'll continue with the H and onwards next week maybe or whenever I have time again. Fun stream for sure. Thank you. Guys, let me know which ones are you picking for your tiers as well, if you wanna share. And yeah, I'm gonna save this list later and upload it. But But for now, I am gonna end the stream now, head to bed, and you guys don't sleep too late either. Sorry to keeping you this long. It's past midnight where I am. So yeah. Tomorrow, Final Fantasy VI, gonna play Kefka's Tower, the final dungeon, and the final area. Thanks for the stream, you don't know. Thank you for coming, guys. I appreciate it. And with that, I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.